always like us. When people see us, they know. I feel so much for you that I don't know what to do. 'Cause someone was before you, and someone let me go. It's time I must know for sure. 'Cause someone was before you, and someone let me go. But I just need to be sure. Some say love's not for the bitter ones. Some say love will only bring you down. Some say love can feel much better now, better now. But will you let me down?
All right, folks, we're still in a holding pattern. We are waiting for EMT and confirming before we can get started. Looks like the peloton's rolling all together, though. Our warm-up circle organized here in the warm-up time. Our initial planned start of 6 o'clock, still delayed, hopeful of 6:30, but we're waiting for EMT before we can call on the action. So right now we continue to wait. Enjoy the beautiful scenery this gorgeous Friday. If you're on the stream already, excuse me, a beautiful Saturday. If you're already on the stream, tuned in and watching, thanks for your patience. We're going to get started soon. Your view right now just says we're holding, but we can probably show you a view of the track here a little bit too. You know, a little overhead view, show you how warm-up's looking. Racing to start when our EMT arrives. Warm-up time continues as we delay and wait. Thank you. For those in the park, we've got food ready to go. The Wise Guy Italian food truck is open. Windows open now, and we got some Italian food. We got meatballs, we got red sauce, we got pasta, and it's ready quick. So come on over if you need a little bite to eat before the racing starts. We're still holding for the action here today as we wait for an EMT replacement. This is the second kind of evening session of the kickoff weekend here at the Velodrome, where we get our regular season started off right. We invite the racers for a fun weekend of racing. But in the interest of safety, of course, we're going to delay and make sure that our EMT is on site before we blow the first whistle and get this thing rolling. So as we wait, hope you're enjoying the beautiful evening here with us here in the park, or wherever you are tuning in and watching. If you want to jump on the stream and check it out and let people know that you're watching some racing today, it's really easy to find the link. It's velodrome.org/live, where we've got tonight's schedule, live results, and a link to the live stream. You can also just look for our channel on YouTube, JBVelodrome. Do a good search there and you'll find us in no time. We stream all of our Friday night and special events throughout the season. Again, you can find that link easily at our website, velodrome.org/live. Racing to come at you as soon as we've got our EMT. Thank you for your patience. Are they here? I heard a bell. We're closing the track. Okay, very good. I turned it off to save battery. Yeah, I know. All right, folks, I sound unprepared because I'm surprised and excited. We are getting ready to race, so the track is closing down, and that means riders are being asked to exit before we have a quick meeting, and then we can get started. All right, sounds like we are just moving towards a rider meeting instead. So we're closing track for a moment to make sure that we get all the information out before our EMT arrives, which I believe we have some sort of ETA, sort of an estimate. So next up, we're going to do our rider meeting on the infield. Riders are exiting from the race surface. We'll get meeting here in just a moment, and hopefully racing shortly afterwards. Looks like the tent is set up and ready to go for merchandise sale. We've got lots of beautiful shirts with our great logo on it. We've got the water bottles that you can bring along with you on your next ride. Make sure you're hydrated with Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome next time you're out and about. Deals ready to go right now over at the table behind the grandstands. And while you're there, you can also pick up the refreshing treat from the Biscuit ice cream trike. Worth doing that. If you're out in the world of YouTube, getting our merchandise is a little bit tougher. So if you're not a local, we don't typically ship our items, but once a year or so during the Christmas time, we have had a habit of opening up an online store. So if you'd like to keep your eyes open for that during the holiday season, we'll see if another one of those runs this year to help us move through some of our merchandise. All right, looks like our team is beginning to gather up. If we could call all riders for a meeting on the infield in preparation for our race tonight. All riders gather on the infield for a brief rider meeting. Thank you. All right. That round of applause is for our savior coming in here to help us out tonight. Thank you to our EMT for making the trip out. That means we are ready to start. The race night can finally begin. We've got some great racing tonight, folks. Scratch racing, international tempo, the elimination, and points race. If you've heard that order before, that's because you've watched an international omnium before. We'll be running that kind of a format today, so points carry through from each race to the next. It's an ongoing competition where the riders try to place well in several events to be able to end on top tonight. We start with the Cat 1-2 men field for their scratch race, followed by the open women, and then the Cat 3-4 men combined field for their scratch race will be our third group. Cat 1-2s can report to the rail. Come on down.
There are stains on your photo, little cracks on your rusty frame, stuck in the mud, oh, but it's okay. I don't have the pieces of your home, buried in the flashbacks. All these wicked nightmares have gone cold. Now we go.
All right, off in the neutral we go. It is the first race tonight. Here it's the Saturday night edition of racing at the Velodrome. Our kickoff 2023 continues in with this fun international omnium competition tonight. The scratch race, the opening event, where riders place further up in the finishing order will get more points to carry forward into the next event. They start the points race with however many points they've earned from their previous races. So consistency pays off. It gives you a better chance to do well in that final points race and win it all. First up is the scratch race for 15 laps for these riders. They're in the neutral. We'll start them out of the fourth turn on the Velodrome, if they're all together, by the sound of the whistle.
Shifting shapes in millenniums, but you're okay. I don't have the pieces of your home, buried in the
All right, put your hands together. The first race underway. Cat 1-2s on the track for their first lap. I know there's not as many of us here that usually on a Friday night, but thank you for those that took the time to come on out to the Velodrome. We love to hear you make some noise as the riders go by. And of course, the riders appreciate it too. It makes this a fun place to be. Bit of a break for two of our riders right at the get-go of this one. It looked like Nick Martinez might have been the one to sort of instigate a bit of action right away. He's joined by Chip Chase, number 117. So those two will do a little bit of some duo flyer moments here off the front of the field as the rest of the group begins to organize and work their way back towards them. Beat Cycling's got Ludo Max moving up. Rider in that teal blue color on the other side of the track from us. Martinez will slide up towards the top and allow the field to catch. This is a fairly short scratch race for this field. It'll go by pretty quickly, but we got a long day of racing. We've got 4 events to compete in. So you want to race smart. You want to look for your opportunities, not work too hard for too long unless you know it's going to pay off. So when those opportunities come, look for riders to capitalize. But right now, it's pretty passive. Our riders kind of getting back into the swing of things. Christian Miller is the rider at the front that pulls up to the Stanley sign. And now quick rotation from a rider or two, it looks like, is nobody wanting to do too much work in this first scratch race of 4 events tonight. The riders just saw 12 to go. Riders kind of moving in this field, just taking their turns to the front, keeping it at a good tempo. Nothing too crazy yet. We had a quick start to the race, a bit of aggression to open things up. But things are now settling back down here at 10 to go. Corner one being rowdy bunch today, making some good noise as the riders go by. Love to hear it. Good move out of the middle of the field here. It looks like Gene Johnson Cycling is going to be picking up the pace here with a big attack down the back straight. Just not happy with the current tempo. Time to move it again. Looks to be Galen Eriksson, number 130. Bunch of blue with him. It's Waterline Racing Team. Also, it's got John Bowie right there to chase him down. So this makes a group of 3 off the front. One of the chases, Ludo Max. Looks to be from over here, Matty Hers, number 104, the rider that's next in that effort to catch back up. Maybe make this a 5 in front of the field, although now you can see the scramble from the field. Everybody's fully engaged at 8 to go. So the leading out effort gets caught. Things starting to reassemble themselves. Riders move above the blue line, demonstrating they're ready to slow down a little bit here, allowing the action to kind of resume back together at 7 to go. That's John Bowie, 124, still guarding the front of this field, doing something along the rail. Keeps looking over the left shoulder, assuming that sprinter's lane might have a rider in it soon. It's Ben Flom in the orange and blue is the next rider to show up. And the riders will now position themselves behind Flom as he takes his exit over in turn 3 from the lead spot. Five to go, and 4 riders beginning to put another bit of pressure on here. It's Scott Grinsell trying to accelerate things, the rider in the gray with the black helmet. It's John Bowie showing up pretty big yesterday in the field races that we hosted for Friday Night Racing. That's rider 124, second wheel right now with the black helmet. Certainly a rider to watch in this Omnium tonight, as he's got good overall strengths, great smarts, and clearly he's got some good endurance too. So not surprised to see him near the front quite a bit in this one, as he's maybe trying to capitalize on the scratch and get a nice early start to his evening. Front pushing away again. That's Eriksson. He's been very active here in the beginning of the season as well. Number 130. Mick Martinez, your early attacker, 122, pulls up out of the way quickly. It's now Ludo Max. Finds himself at the front and is willing to continue the pace. Leaders seeing 2 to go, bunching up behind the speedster, Chris Wilson, 107 for Fountain Cycling. Another rider to watch in this Omnium tonight for sure. So now Ben Flom is going to try to re-accelerate the field. This is going to lead to a pretty interesting situation where basically all of our starters are still all here, and we're going to be coming into a big bunch sprint. Bell coming up in just a moment. The first event in our International Omnium for the Cat 1-2 is about to wrap up. 1 to go. The early lead in the Omnium. Let's see who takes and capitalizes on this opportunity. Bowie has moved himself right back into that lead spot. We watched this a little bit last night as he would take the front at 400 meters to go, and then he would not give it up. And riders would have his wheel, and they just tried to come around him, and they just couldn't. And he's going to try to do the same exact move here. He still has a lineup behind him. Can anyone fan out and come around the right-hand side? It's still Bowie on the lead. John Bowie to the line. It will be Bowie for the first victory tonight in this Omnium competition. He'll start off with the big 15 as DeLuce, Erickson, Hers, and Adams are the next four, to come across the line to get a nice early start on their big event tonight. Open women field are invited to the rail for their scratch race. Scratch race coming on down for the open women competitors. The open women's field stretching all the way back to the Stanley Beverage Garden. Check that out. Good sized field here today, ready to compete. I turned on the music. I thought we were about ready to start, so I'll turn it back up again. All right, riders off for their first race in the International Omnium for this field, a 12-lap scratch. And the whistle sounding for the race to begin, and the beverage garden goes nuts. There they go. We're going to say thank you to one of our sponsors here, to Stanley, for helping us go very eco-friendly as we take a quick sponsorship break. Stanley's been making some great products for a long time here in Seattle, and recently they've partnered up with us to bring our reusable cups and help us create some really beautiful drinkware that have our name all over them. So big thanks to Stanley for partnering up once again in 2023 and being one of our many sponsors. The race here just now getting opened up. Our open women competitors under the power now of Claire Law with the white helmet at the lead of the field. Single file behind the strong rider number 6. Riders taking their turns at the front of this field. Looking pretty quick here on the early goings. First couple of laps already flying by in this 12-lap event. Riders seeing 9 to go. Wearing the blue of Rice, that's Kelly Darlene, number 9. A new squad this year, Team Mama Bear, a family affair. Edwards at the front for a moment, giving room to the Jerry Baker Velodrome kids, the juniors. A couple of those riders there at the front. Looks like Leah, followed by Lucy, if I'm not mistaken, at the front for a moment. At 8 to go, here goes Claire again, trying to re-accelerate things. Another of the Team Mama Bear squad right on the wheel is Jenna Lingwood, number 14, holding on. They'll exchange lead positions and force the field to make a choice if they want to try to get up there or if they're going to let them ride away a little bit. Looks like at least one rider, Lucy Gilchrist, is making the choice to try to get up there quickly. It also looks to be number 3, Heather Nielsen in the blue, making a move. And that'll take the wind out of Claire's and Jenna's sail for now. They'll pull back up and let this thing kind of recombine. They just saw 7 to go. Again, you got to race this smart. You've got several events tonight, not a ton of rest between them. You've got to be smart with where you use your energies. So nice calculation there by, I think, Claire and Jenna to say, let's save for later. We've got lots of racing to go today. And you know a lot of the riders are fresh right now. They're going to be able to do a lot of work to catch. It's going to be a tough race to get away from. A couple of our center cycle riders in blue there moving to the front was Wade Easley for a moment. Here's Heather Nielsen again. Erica Reeser, number 207, takes over at the front for a moment. And now there's a Linda Lingwood, one of the other riders of the Team Mama Bear team. So right now it looks like we've settled back into taking our turns, keeping the tempo for a little bit longer here. And they're going to be seeing 5 to go, so we're getting into the final parts of the race. Kelly Rodriguez, number 206, was at the front there for her half-lap pole. It's a pretty big velodrome. I don't know if you've had a chance to check out the Instagram today. We were fortunate enough to find a friend out in the community that's took some pretty cool drone photos and videography of our racing velodrome. It just gives you a really good sense of the scope and the size here. It's a 400-meter velodrome, so it's very long for competitive cycling. The longest of its kind, really. Very gentle in the corners, nice and big, and of course, the same length as your high school running track would have been. So basically 4 laps to the mile. Gives you a sense of the scale here at our velodrome. There's Lingwood there at the front. Jenna takes another half-lap pole, and now our field's starting to kind of fan in behind Kelly Darlene, who's been an established competitor around here, still young compared to the rest of this field, not quite a junior anymore. Recently part of the Jerry Baker Juniors team. Claire has regained her strength. Ready for another aggressive maneuver. The rider with the white helmet will take another run at it. There's your leader's jersey. If you can see the purple and the green anywhere in the field, that's our Omnium leader in the overall competition in the season. So the Rider of the Year jersey currently on Danny Scoville. And you haven't really heard me say her name much because she's being, as she ought to be, a little bit selfish. She doesn't want to be at the front. She wants to find wheels to do the work right now. This is mostly staying together. But there you see her doing the work to make sure Claire doesn't get away. That's a smart time to get active there. She says, I don't think I want to see Claire go anywhere right now. I need to keep this thing together and win a bunch sprint. So a nice effort there by our Rider of the Year jersey holder. And she also has bib number 1 on, showing that she's got some dominance. She came into the season with the best record last season as well. And still a junior. So lots of good years of racing left for Danny if she wants to keep at it. And there's our bell. It's 1 to go. That's Jenna Lingwood trying to pull some serious weight here with 4 fast finishers in tow. Number 1 nowhere to be found here on this effort from Lingwood. That's Darlene that sniffed out that maneuver and is holding on to the wheel. Mara Edwards, next closest rider, but letting those two get away here. It's going to be Lingwood and Darlene. A nice move from Darlene to find the wheel and hold into this sprint. Can she come around? Lingwood's holding on for the first victory here in the scratch. It will be Lingwood, Darlene. There's Annette Williams, number 11. Holslander, 203, coming out of the field for 4th across the line, and then it's Edwards. In a nice race for those 5. They'll end in a good position on this first scratch. Our next field coming up to the rail, our Cat 3 and 4 combined group. Cat 1, 2 men, please do check the live results folder, velodrome.org/live. Our officials admitting that there was a really bad video for review and we're having trouble ensuring the finishing order all the way through the field. So if you have a question or would like to update us on something here, please come on over to the official stand for confirmation. Thank you. One more scratch race here, our Cat 3 and 4 combined field for a 12-lap race. Currently in the neutral, we'll start them out of turn 4, if they're all together. And there's the whistle. Racing begins now. 12 to go. Snowblin for Airtech Racing will take us around at the first part of this opening lap. Riders were here last night competing too in this kickoff weekend. The 2023 regular season is essentially now underway. All the way through June, July, and September, and August, and through the first week of September. Regular season racing includes the opportunity for these riders to get points in what's called the Rider of the Year competition. There's one race each night where those points can be earned. Last night was a Kieran. So the riders that did well in the Kieran field were able to pick up some Rider of the Year points. We saw that in the Cat 1-2s and of course in our open women's field. And as well as this is just kind of the time where we're a little bit more expectant that the weather is going to be in our favor, although what a beautiful May we've had overall. Been very fortunate to be able to host racing all except for that very first week. If you're worried that rain may cancel and need to check up on and get updates, make sure you know what's going on. Don't forget to follow us on the socials at Jbvelodrome on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook by searching for the facility, the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. And if we have a cancellation thanks to weather, you can head there and we'll let you know. We'll post on those so you are up to date with any things that are happening here. In addition, I gotta let you know, we are selling merchandise tonight. The merch table is open and ready to go. Beautiful shirts. We've got the logos all over a lot of our things. We've got some great water bottles as well, all for sale. That's over at the big tent next to the grandstands and in your entrance to the beverage garden, all conveniently located over here. The Esquire ice cream trike is also here and ready to serve really delicious ice cream treats. And I know you're feeling a little bit warm. It's been a hot one this weekend. Cool off your tongue and have a little bit of a sweet treat this evening. Visit our friend over here at the trike and get something good tonight. The Wise Guy truck also opened up with Italian food tonight with some good dinner ready to go for you this evening. I had the bolognese. It was awesome, and it was ready really fast, too. So if you forgot to bring a meal or you were thinking you need to leave the park to get your dinner, we got you covered. You can just do it here. The race going along pretty well here in the early goings. This is a combined field, and these fields are not used to racing together. So some of these riders, I imagine right now, sort of getting a sense of it and feeling out where everybody's going to be here tonight. Snowby on the move, the rider for AirTech Racing, making a bit of an attack here midway through the race. Been fairly static riders again. I think when you have these combined fields, it's a good thing. It's smart to take it a bit easy and sort of watch the field, get a sense for how people are moving and maneuvering. It's like you kind of get to know you phase. And now that we've gotten over that, it looks like we're going to start moving a little bit here. At 5 to go, I see one of our Cat 4s, 406's Jamie Park, who's been very strong in that field. Also joins in on the effort by Snoblin. Seeing 4 to go, mostly coming back together again. 421, one of the junior riders all the way up from the Portland area, sort of watching above as he catches quickly and kind of takes away a little bit of that energy in the leaders. They realize they're caught when they see Gavin moving into view, and they'll bunch right back up again. Kind of a fun bonus for the Cat 4s that did decide to continue to show up today. They're not gear restricted like they usually would be if you know are familiar with our race format around here and how we run things. So that means they could gear up a little bit and match their Cat 3 competitors. Seeing 3 to go and a lot of hesitation at this stage. Riders bunching up and preparing for the next thing to happen. On the back straight, we've got Kevin Ulrich, the rider in blue. Everybody on the YouTube stream should be giving Kevin Ulrich an extra thumbs up. He's our unofficial assistant, helping us with the timestamps every week. And he pulls up out of the way for his half-lap effort. It's now 2 to go. Positioning is going to be very important here if this is a group sprint like this. Our riders being all scored together. This is a combined field for the Omnium as well, so no separation between 4s and 3s here. The slow tempo in the lap before the bell means that it's going to be busy on that final lap. So here again, riders need to be sort of finding position. You're going to watch it be wide across the track. No one wants to spend extra energy to get up to the front later, so they're trying to all kind of be in place. And now here comes the move at 1 to go. It's 1 to go here on the scratch. And we're now getting ourselves fully up to speed here. Down the back straight, the rider with the red helmet is Merrick Gallagher, wants to take a good run at this. That's one of the junior riders. That's right, an under 18 competitor takes the lead of the field, and he's just well and away. I think Gallagher is wrapping this one up nicely. Sprint behind him for second, looks good. Whoa, get it to the sprinter's lane for sure. Fowler was accelerating nicely, not quite enough time to get up there. Looks like it might have been Jack Hampson of the Team Epic team that found a 4th across the line to get off to a nice early start. And stand by for calling in order for the second event. All right, as we go, we're going to be calling our riders up in their current points standing order. We begin with the winner of the scratch race, and we'll work our way through the list. Starting with 15 points, John Bowie. Sage DeLuce with 14, Galen Erickson 13, Matty Hers with 12, Nolan Adams 11, Christian Miller 10, Dave Chipchase 9, Ludo Max 9, Brennan Russell 8, Ben Flom 7, Kenny Williams 7, Chris Wilson 6, Mike Darlene with 5, Scott Gritzel 5, Nick Martinez with 4, Scott Vinson with 3, Matt Haldeman with 3. All of our riders now called to the rail in order. We now will be ready to begin the second round in the International Omnium. Our riders lining up at the rail, preparing for the International Tempo. Coming up next, we got 3 tempos in a row, the International Tempo format. We have a bit of a warm-up before the real race starts. When they're seeing 12 to go, you're going to hear a bell nice and early in the race. That's signaling that every lap after that, the lead rider gets 1 point all the way until the end of the race. Must be at the lead to pick up any points here in the International Tempo. The rider with the most number of points will be at the top of the finishing order. And the whistle is sounded out of turn 4. That means the race is underway. Galen Erickson wants to get things going quickly. The bell rings when he sees 12 to go. That'll be the first lap that'll get you points. A single point, to be clear, at the front. And only that first rider picks up any value. So this is a grueling race. Riders are going to take their laps. They're going to tow off the front, try to pick up their point. Oftentimes, if you're not a breakaway, that's going to be the only one you're going to get for a while. You're going to get absorbed back into that field, rest up, and then see if you can find one later. Doesn't take many points to be high up in the finishing order. Even just finding one is very valuable for these riders. Again, they're just working their way to this final points race tonight, so every time they do well, they're setting themselves up better for the race at the end of this event, this schedule today, the points race. Your current leader, number 1, 2, 4, Bowie, is in that group of 5. They swing up for a moment. Ludo Max says, no way, I'm not letting up the tempo yet. He sees 13 to go. Bell rings next time. Bell rings next time. You can see the tempo is high enough already in this race that we're seeing a little bit of separation at the back end in this very long single file line as Ludo Max really picked up the pace on the home straight there. And the positioning of the riders tells you a whole lot. Wherever they are on the track is kind of a nonverbal communication to the viewers, just how fast they are and where they want to be. Very important to watch as you learn how these fields maneuver. At 12 to go, we got the bell. One rider to get a point next time, and every time else, every other lap after here, 1 point to the lead rider all the way to the end of the race. Oh, the sprint on for the very first point. Who's going to start this thing off? It's not a freebie for Bowie. Hers coming up alongside. Bowie had to work for it, but man, it looked like the inside gets it. Bowie for 1. Both these riders with good endurance to match their good top speed. They're able to hold the tempo off the front and keep this field at bay. They'll continue to work, and this may be to their benefit to do exactly what you see now. They're going to play ally. They're going to sort of create a new bond out in front of the field. Besties for as long as this lasts. And they're going to take turns now. So no more sprinting against each other, but that may not last too long. Let's see how this plays out as the field knows They're entirely out of the points. They're just going around in circles right now unless they can catch these two. And it's going to be Bowie's turn to pick up a point this time. Seeing 9 to go. Still plenty more laps for riders to get a point. Bowie, your leader now with 2. Matty Hers with 1. Lest you be confused, the riders do not carry the points they earn in this race forward. They get a number of points based on their place. So the first rider, the one with the most number of points, will get 15 more added to their totals. So the actual amount of points is not what's important. It's the finishing order that matters the most. Galen Erickson is going to go out and get his first, number 130. Jumps into a tie for second with Hers, the 2 riders with 1. Bowie appears to be doing some work here with Sage DeLuce. Waterline Cycling trying to keep this one close to the leader now as Erickson's out in front wanting to steal the lead from Bowie. He still has plenty of room. Erickson on his way for his second. He'll take the lead alongside of Bowie now. Number 130 tied for the lead. 1-2-4. The other rider with that tie in hot pursuit trying to get up there. Erickson's caught in turn 3, and Bowie's the one that's still driving the pace here, trying to find another point for himself and get back the lead. The field pretty far back. It's right now, it's just these 3 that are going to be racing for this one today. Bowie for another point. DeLuce's right with him. Bowie, your leader with 3. Erickson in second with 2, and Hers, the only other rider with a single point, is good for third right now. Everyone else looking for their first. Sage DeLuce looking fresh now, hasn't had a chance to show off what he can do. He's going to pull away from the leaders a little bit and should be able to pick up this next point. Saying 5 to go. DeLuce on a nice solo effort now, beginning to pull away from Erickson and Bowie. We have a chase of 5 coming in turn 1 behind the power of Scott Grinsell. That's Jay Chipchase, Chris Wilson, Kenny Williams, Christian Miller in that group of 5 trying to make the field do the work and get back up to the leaders. But leaders has become singular. We only have Sage DeLuce left now as the rest have fallen back into the group behind. DeLuce's got enough time and space to get one more. And here comes the field. DeLuce moves up with 2 points now into a tie for second with Erickson, both riders with 2 points. The only rider with 3 is Bowie, still in the lead. Matty Hers with 1 is good for fourth right now. Nolan Adams did a lot of work to do some of the catch there, and at the last minute was sprinting for something. I guess it was to set this lap up. So the rider from Dyna Racing, carrying that momentum all around the track, finds his first point. 111, the leader on the track right now. He pulls up and lets somebody else take over. And now everybody's got a shot as the field really has come back together again. It's Christian Miller, 10-speed hero, makes an attack. Another rider looking for their first point. 2 to go, and Miller's got some room. He was calculating, should I keep going or not, and he's thinking about just sticking with it. If he gets another point here, it's very good for him, as that leapfrogs him up several positions in the race, just picking up 2 here in a row. Miller for his second. Puts him in a 3-way tie with Erickson and DeLuce. Those riders all have 2. It's only Bowie with 3 still alone in the lead. Adams and Hers both with 1. And we'll be hearing the bell now. It's 1 to go for the leaders. Here we go. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Bowie holds on for another point there as he's got Kenny Williams right with him. But Bowie takes the lone lead with 4, and nobody's within a point of him, so he's already won the race. Even getting a single point here is still very valuable. So both Williams and Russell now are recognizing this is a good time to go. Russell's trying to chase down Williams. Williams trying to take a nice convenient point here. It'll be Kenny Williams, number 114, the Center Cycles rider, picking up that last valuable point. The rest of the places will be sorted out if the rider has 0 points based on their finishing order here at the line. So still important for the riders to be keeping track of where they are here, as that will sort of affect the finishing order for those without points. Your winner for the second race as well now will be John Bowie, unofficially the rider with the most at the end. Miller, Erickson, and DeLuce were in a tie for second with 2 apiece. So we'll have to make sure we get them based on the order they came across the line. And stand by for calling order for the open women. And coming up first with 15 points for the open women competitors in the International Omnium, Jenna Lingwood, 15 points. Kelly Darlene, 14. Annette Williams, 13. Lucy Dorr, 12. Amara Edwards, 11. Heather Nielsen with 10. Claire Law with 9. Danny Scoville, 9. Catherine Wade Easley, 8. Lucy Gilchrist, 7. Alinda Lingwood, 7. Erica Razor, 6. Christine Diebler, 5. Leah Holslander, 5. Meg Mountainer, 4. Kelly Rodriguez, 3. All riders report to the rail, please. For the Open Women International Omnium, now it is time for the International Tempo. Same rules apply as we just saw for these riders. It's going to be a couple laps of warm-up. We'll hear a bell, and then 1 point to the leader each time afterwards. Racing underway. They're seeing 12 to go when they first came across the line, and they're going to get a bell at 9 to go to confirm that the points begin there. Once again, it's all about positioning and placing here in the race to carry forward to that the conclusion of the International Omnium, the points race at the end of tonight. Beverage Garden is open. We're pouring Postdoc Brewing and Locust Ciders in our beautiful Stanley Cups. We got that Issaquah Ice Cream Trike serving fantastic treats. I heard about, what is it, the mango cream? Is that the one with real mango bits in there? Ooh, that sounds good. And I know he doesn't have to cook it. It's ready. So it'll be done pretty fast. I don't think you have to wait very long for your treat. Wise Guys Food Truck also open here with some great Italian food. If you're looking for a meatball sub or something on some pasta, they can get you ready to go quickly. Again, I had the bolognese. It was great. No wait time. It was ready in just a minute or two. Rider seeing 10 to go. And you want to keep your eye on the riders that placed well in the first race and see how they do. Number 14, your current leader in the Omnium right now is Jenna Lingwood. So came into this with 15 points overall in that Omnium competition. These early laps without any reward for the effort. This is pretty typical in the International Omnium, is that this is kind of a rolling warm-up as we get ready for the points to really start mattering. My gosh, and now my daughter says that the strawberry has real strawberry in it too. I think there's a theme here. It's just really good stuff at the ice cream trike. Man, that bell's ringing at 9 to go. And Edwards has taken the lead spot to start things off. Number 5 will lead out the sprint for the first points. And everybody's the freshest here for the first one. This is a tough one to earn. We saw in the Cat 1-2 field how much the first sprint set up the rest of the racing action for a few laps after. Let's see what happens here, as it'll be Heather Nielsen on the back half of the track taking the lead spot. 2 riders following in the effort. Claire Law moving into position at the blue line to take the first point. And it will be Law's early lead, number 6. It's a group of 6 on the back half of the track right now, all following Claire and several riders within striking distance. She's going to be challenged for this next point for sure. If not by Nielsen, then certainly Lingwood or maybe even Darlene might go for it. But here comes Nielsen now, taking a run at it. Oh, that's a good sprint. It looks like Claire gets the call, number 6. 2 points to the rider from the Breakfast Racing Team. Quick reminder to all of our spectators to make sure nothing crosses under or over the railing all the way around the track. We shouldn't have any feet dangling or hands over those rails or under the rails for your own safety. Thank you very much. That looked to be Lingwood, number 14, finding her first point tonight in this one. It's also a good reminder about just track safety in general. Once we're out here and the race has started, we do stay to one side or the other, so don't get any crazy ideas about crossing the racing surface while the racing is going on. The only people that will be doing that are our officials, or some of our crew may need to do so for the good of running the event, but otherwise, please stick to a side as long as the racing is underway. At 5 to go, Claire getting some help from the fans. She brought the fan club at least. Number 6 picks up her 3rd point. The only other rider with points in the field right now is a single point to Jenna Lingwood, number 14. I got Claire Law for the rest. That's 3 points to your leader. Trying to hold on for another, but the field's looking like they're going to be able to pick up the pace. I think that might be Lucy Dorr that's got this one locked down already, coming out of turn 4, looking in command of this sprint. At 4 to go, Dorr takes it. That'll move her right up into a tie for 2nd. As not many riders have points yet, so again, even a single point in the international tempo can be very valuable in the overall finishing order. That's Kelly Darlene, number 9 in the blue, taking the lead of the lap right now. Again, riders right there at our heels, though. Let's see if Kelly might be able to hold on for something, or if maybe Jenna will take an attack at her, or any of the riders behind her. Looks like Darlene's going to hold all the way to the line. No one will challenge. Number 9 gets her first. Lingwood's racing against someone besides Kelly, it looks like, is to let her come across the line uncontested. And the field happy to get a little bit of rest from the sprinting action. About half of the field out of view right now over on the other side of the track. We're going to keep watching the tempo here, since the front of the race is where the action is and no points to anybody behind. They're losing ground right now. So let's see the riders in blue going head to head here. That's Nielsen getting her long overdue point. Sprints well there for 1. As number 3 joins the field of riders with 1 point. There's several of them now. Nielsen, Darlene, Lingwood, and Dorr all appear to have 1 point each, and a tie for 2nd. It's Claire Law for the Breakfast Racing Team alone in the lead with 3. And if she can get one here, she looks like she's trying to line one up. She may be unbeatable at this point. It's too late in the race for anybody to catch. They're going to be getting one to go here in the bell as Claire's lining it up here. Ooh, one to go. Bell's ringing. Oh, it's Lingwood on the attack. Number 14 picks up the point, and Lingwood's doing just enough work at the right time to try to win this race too. Because if Lingwood now gets this and the next point, it's her race. She'll be in a tiebreak with Claire Law, but will finish ahead of her on this final sprint. So Lingwood lining this one up really nicely. Everyone's getting the bell right now at the one to go as our field comes across the line. Lingwood, your winner in the tempo. We'll take another point here. Number 14 will continue on the campaign in the International Omnium, but really smart move there. Well raced. Number 6, Claire Law, with a great finish as well. We'll end in second overall. Great competing tonight from our competitors. A few more finishing up here. And yes, the ties are broken for anybody with 0 points based on the finishing order. So these riders do have something to ride for here, as this will impact their Omnium standings. So you can see some quick finishes here in all across the field. All right, and stand by for Cat 3s to be called to the rail in your starting order. Cat 3 and 4, my apologies. Hope you're enjoying the evening here. We're waiting just to confirm that we have a list here for me to call from. My apologies for the delay. Hope you're enjoying the view from the stream out there on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. We've had a lot of you enjoying the kickoff weekend with us all. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up and the subscribe. We've passed 1,000 and we're on we go. What's the next goal, Andrew? 5,000, 10,000? 1 million, they say. That's true. There's a plaque at 100,000. That'd be a good one. Get the whole world watching the Velodrome racing here. So hopefully you're enjoying yourself out there. We continue to work on improving things. My big thanks to my crew of 3 now that have helped really step up our game. I think I have my start list and I can get this thing rolling. All right, here we go. I don't have the points on it, so I'm just going to call you up in order, riders, and it'll be close enough. First in the line, your winner in the first race with 15 points, Merrick Gallagher. In second, Tyrell Lacey. Third, Will Fowler. In fourth, Jack Hampson. In fifth, Luke Wilson. Sixth, Justin Captis. Seventh, Jamie Park. Eighth, Gavin Newman. Ninth, Peter Snoblin. 10th, David Branson. 11th, James Campbell Harris. 12th, JC Pyle. 13th, Stanley Douglas. 14th, Kevin Ulrich, and 15th, Gene Wainwright. All riders, please report to the rail for the start of the International Tempo. And off we go for the neutral. Our Cat 3-4 combined field will be going once again for a tempo, our third and final of this event tonight for our viewers. And we are looking at a 12-lap event with the first bell at 9 to go. Once again, it'll be 1 point to the lead rider every lap after that. It's one of the junior competitors coming into this race who has the win from the scratch. It's Merrick Gallagher. The Jerry Baker Juniors team. You can see him in the black and the blue with the red bike and the red helmet all the way across. He's near the top of the track right now, near the front. Here before the action really gets started, this is another good chance to go check out the merchandise table on your way out. Don't forget to wear some JBMV merch while you go on about. Somebody can say, what the heck is that? And then you can tell them all about the great velodrome we have here in Redmond, Washington. And the sound of the whistle confirming the race is underway. 12 to go, bell at 9. Your current race leader in the Omnium takes the lead spot. 3-4-4. Lots of great racing going on this year. If you're enjoying racing here at the Velodrome, we've got lots of it scheduled. Our summer is busy as we won't get racing all year long, so we make sure to jam pack it nice and full between the months of June, July, and August, especially if you're looking for some really high class, some really great fast racing. You're going to want to mark your calendar for some of our special events. You can head to velodrome.org right now and look at the calendar and see those special events under the racing tab, including the Vision Grand Prix, our big international class race that we host here with the biggest cash prizes and all of the great racing, big crowds and a good time. You won't want to miss that. I've been promoting this one as well. It's a regular Friday night during Derby Days. Our Redmond locals will know about Derby Days. We're going to be partnering up with them to shuttle people over from the festivities in downtown Redmond and kind of the city center area out here to the Velodrome to watch Friday night racing. And we expect a really big crowd. We had, I don't even know, Amara will have to confirm this with me later. There was it seemed like there was 1,000 people here last year, and we're expecting more this year now that we're working with Redmond to make it a really big night. So we're expecting it to be quite the scene on Derby Days. So mark your calendars for Derby Days Friday night racing. Check out all of the events at a calendar at velodrome.org, or you can just look through the events on the racing tab there on our website. More promotional material, of course, coming out through our socials and whatnot throughout the year. We hope we can count on seeing you there if you're able to make it to the track. They're about to get the bell to set this race really in motion, and it looks like Jamie Park is that rider that wants to be in the best spot as the bell's ringing for this first bell. So here goes number 406, Park, in a really big opening attack here, trying to get the first point. Jamie Park still trying to get this one. He's up and out of the saddle. Oh, geez. And Stanley Douglas plays the spoiler. Comes all the way up for the fun. Flow Cycling Factory team gets one. Jamie Park did all that work to get a point, got 0, but he can still get something here. He was thinking he might have had that, and Stanley Douglas not going to be trying to challenge him for a second time. So it will be Jamie Park getting his just reward. Gavin Newman, the next rider to take over the lead spot, the junior competitor out of Portland. Will he hold on long enough as the field begins to accelerate towards the point? Newman leads it currently. It looks like it's going to be like Tyrell Lacey making a run at it, and Luke Wilson, 306, I think gets it. 306 is confirmed on the outside. It was looking good for Lacey there, but then Luke Wilson just had a little bit more acceleration coming to the line. He was able to sneak that one out. We got 3 riders with 1 point each: Jamie Park, Stanley Douglas, and Luke Wilson. But one of those 3 riders is way off the back now, so I think we're really looking at 2 of those riders to be fighting over the points. And here comes your current leader in the Omnium, Merrick Gallagher, for his first. His hands down there over the handlebars is sort of a signal that he's trying to kind of get into a groove there, maybe thinking about rolling for a while out here in front of the field. No reason to stop now. He knows he's got a gap, and the field not really organized to catch at the moment. So Merrick's got a really good opportunity here to continue building up some points, and he'll be the first to make it to 2. That makes it 4 to go, and currently Merrick's the lone leader. Gallagher really doing an impressive job here at the beginning of this season, and looks like he's got plenty of endurance to stay away here. Seeing 2 to go. He's got 4 points and nobody can catch him. There's really not much reason for him to do much more, and he's already starting to back off the pace. He knows he's won it, and he's got more racing to do tonight, so he might as well let somebody else get some points here at 2 to go. 2 more laps. Somebody can get something here. Again, he's got a elimination and a points race still to go, so not a bad way to go about it. Will Fowler, another Jerry Baker Jr. rider, goes on the attack. He's got plenty with him. Getting 1 to go, the leader is coming across the line. Luke Wilson, 306, picks it up. Will Fowler not quite able to get there in time as the big guy comes in and picks it up. Gallagher with 4 will be your winner. No one can beat that points total. The leader is the rider with the white helmet. That's Tyro Lacey, flying over some of the riders that are being caught. And here comes our finish. The rider in white gets 1 more for him. That's Lacey with his first point tonight, and everybody's finishing up on this lap. Your top 5 in the points. Merrick Gallagher, your winner. Luke Wilson with 2. Tyro Lacey in 3rd with 1. It'll be Stanley Douglas in 5th, I believe. Jamie Park with 1, unless Stanley got dropped on the lap. I don't know. Nicely done for the Cat 3s and 4s. They will exit on the back straight, and we will be bringing up our next group here soon. Cat 1-2s on deck for the elimination. And coming up to the rail now, we have our riders in the elimination for the Cat 1-2 men in order of their current points. Your leader with 30 points for the Waterline Racing Team, John Bowie. With 27 for Gene Johnson Cycling in 2nd, Galen Erickson. And also for Waterline Racing in 3rd place with 27 points, Sage DeLuce. Up next, we have Matty Hers with 23, Christian Miller, 22, Nolan Adams, 21, Brandon Russell, 17, Kenny Williams, 16, Dave Chipchase, 16, Ben Flom, 15, Ludo Max, 13, Chris Wilson, 12, Scott Grinsell, 10, Mike Darlene, 8, Nick Martinez, 7, Scott Vincent, Matt Haldeman also to the rail. All riders up to the rail, please, for the elimination. All right, if you're in earshot of our officiating team there, you probably heard it's an elimination all the way down to the last rider. 17 line up. Once they come around, if it's all together, they'll get the whistle. And the next time they cross the finish line, the last rider across the line gets eliminated. We'll do that once every time around the track until it's basically 3 riders left. They'll get a bell. The last 2 will sprint it out between each other to finish the race. The longer you stay in, the better your finishing order is for this Omnium. Still 15 points to win any individual race and helps you out with that points race that comes up at the end. Elimination starting right away. Next time around, eliminations begin. Racing underway. We got the whistle. Bowie, your race leader, number 124, slots himself at the front of this field, saying, I got power. I'll pull this thing for a little bit. It's a safe place to be. No elimination is going to happen at the front in this big group. Oh, here we go. Is it going to be down low? 116, Vincent. 116. And here we go, another one looking down low again. 134 is Haldeman. Haldeman. All right, looking all the way back there. Chris Wilson forced to move around the outside. He should have enough speed. 126 is Flom. Ben Flom caught there. If you're wanting to see where the action is in this race, it's almost always along the rail, especially in the early goings where riders will be repositioning themselves in that right lane. Oh, looks like one rider is already starting to lose the space on the rest of the group here. If you lose contact, that is a lot of momentum to lose and a lot of energy to spend to get back there. Scott Grinsel looks like it'll be his turn. 1A1's number is called. It's Scott Grinsel. Might be down low again. 119, Darlene, new Masters record holder here at the track for the 2K? I'm looking for confirmation. The 2K. This morning, Mike Darlene broke a track record that he's been going for a while, so how about extra round of applause for the rider in blue just getting out here for his morning ride, breaking a track record. Mike Darlene, so that's pretty exciting, and he came back out here tonight to race some more, so great effort there from our Center Cycles rider. 122 is Martinez. He was already shaking his head. Coefficient of speed found out there. We have some standing records here at the track in many different categories, including the individual time trials. So some riders were going after those efforts, either personal records today or personal bests, or in the case of Mike being able to add to the record books for a moment here. So it's a long-standing record that's been broken this morning. 130 by an inch, a very close one between about three riders. It's Galen Erickson. It was going to be either him or Adams or maybe Wilson in the back there, as three riders were kind of trying to find a lane to pinch into in the middle of the field. Gene Johnson, the rider, found out there in blue. Oh, and again, 105 is Ludo Max. Ludo. Kenny Williams, 114. Williams. Working their way down here. Let's see what we got. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 riders still left in the field. Continuing to eliminate down to the last rider, so we'll see now who found Cycling Guild on the outside, both having to accelerate here. 123 is Miller down the sprinter's lane, caught. 1, 2, 3. Another very close one, as it looked like if it was a little bit different tempo there from Wilson, it would have been the rider in green on the outside caught, but he had just enough speed to single out the rider down the sprinter's lane. Let's see how many more efforts that rider has. Not exactly one is what he had left, and that was the one last time around. Chris Wilson, 107. With 6 riders left in the field, getting close to that covetous top 5 positions here. Who's going to be next out and end up in 6th overall? Chip Chase is going to be trying to take the lead away from hers. And Brendan Russell says, yeah, okay. He sees his teammate in the infield and says, I think I'm going to go join that. 1-2-9 is called officially. 5 remain. Chip Chase leads the field currently. Behind him we have Matty Hers with the white helmet and the blue jersey. John Bowie in the blue with the black helmet. Next to him, his teammate for the Waterline Racing is Sage DeLuce, and then Nolan Adams in the pink. This is for 5th. Ooh, the rider in the worst position's Hers. Can he find room? Nope, he's got plenty of room as Chip Chase gets overtaken. 117. Exits the race in 5th place. Your top 4 now remaining. Bowie has slotted himself under the lead spot. DeLuce in his wheel. Adams making a bit of a run at it here, will reposition himself. It's now DeLuce by far in the worst position. Hers has more openings. Can DeLuce do anything with his place here in the field? Nowhere to go. 136 taken out by the move from Adams. DeLuce. It looks like Nolan's said, I'm good. He did the move to get rid of DeLuce, and now he's like, I have beef with him. I'm done now. Both of these riders still, and it's Hers and Bowie still in on the race. That was intended to be the bell. It's 1 to go for Bowie and Hers. And 111 officially. All right, and he's already got it. He's just cruising in for his victory. John Bowie, another one. He's been cleaning up here this evening. And Matty Hers with a good race will come across the line 2nd overall, picking up 14 more points for his run at the Omnium. We need just a moment pause from the official side for the points calculation, so please stand by, open women competitors. We need just a moment. I'm going to be looking at the folks in the blue shirts for permission to start this next race. Racing's good tonight. It's a beautiful evening here in Redmond, Washington. We are enjoying some great action here tonight in celebration of the start of the regular season. Our extra weekend session going on here, where of course we had our time trials this morning, and now we have another evening session here tonight. We've been going strong since about 6:40 p.m. Not quite on schedule today for us, but we managed. We got it back together again. And that was thanks again to some quick action from one of our backup EMTs. Thank you for making the trip out here again and saving the day. If you're here in person and still haven't checked it out, we got the stream going right now on YouTube. If you want to pick that up and share with friends and family, that's right, on YouTube every single week. You can catch the racing from anywhere. So even if you can't make it out to the Velodrome, you can share with friends and family, let them know what's going on here. Head to velodrome.org/live to be able to pick up the schedule for tonight, a live results folder, and of course the stream link. Share it with friends and family on socials. Don't be afraid to tag at JBVelodrome with pictures or anything else that you've got going on here tonight. Coming next will be our open women for their elimination. We're just awaiting for a few more results, things to get sorted out, as you know. The International Omnium is quite the taxing thing to run on the side of the points. So we'll make sure we're all set to go before we begin again. A good chance for you to come over, if you're here in the Velodrome, for you to come on over and find a good spot in the beverage garden. That's right, Postdoc Brewing and Locust Cider is pouring all throughout 2023. They are our beverage sponsors once again. And we, well, it's a pretty awesome deal. You get to go in and pick up a beverage in one of the beautiful Stanley pints, and every purchase is essentially a donation right back into our programs here at the Velodrome. Good place to watch the racing from. You can also on your way over pick up some ice cream. And the Issaquah Ice Cream Trike is still here and ready to help you out. There's the ding ding of the bell. I can always hear that. You know the sound of ice cream is near. Top 5 finishers in the Cat 3-4 field to the judges stand, please. Top 5 in the Cat 3 tempo to the judges stand, please. The Cat 3s and 4s. That is, in my estimation, Luke Wilson, Tyrell Lacey, Jamie Park, Merrick Gallagher, not Stanley Douglas. I don't have anybody else with points, so it's at least those 4. Yeah. And we are ready to begin our next race. And that means it's time for the open women competitors to come to the rail in their order at the points they have accrued so far in our International Omnium. First up, your leader in the competition so far for Team Mama Bear with 30 points. It's Jenna Lingwood. With 26 for Rice University, Kelly Darlene. 23 for Center Cycles, both Heather Nielsen. And for Breakfast Racing Team, Claire Law. Annette Williams, 24 points. Wait a second. Lucy Dorr, 22. Catherine Wade Easley, 17. Lucy Gilchrist, 16. Amara Edwards, 16. Linda Lingwood, 14. Christine Diebler, 13. Erica Reiser, 12. Leah Hoslander, 12. Meg Mountainer, 8. Kelly Rodriguez, 8. All riders report to the rail for the open women category elimination. And this again runs all the way down to the last two riders. Essentially, we eliminate them all the way down. Good competition going in here for the open women riders as we get ourselves set for this great elimination race. Last rider across the line each time around after this opening lap will be eliminated. Eliminations begin right away. Next time around, last ride across the line, eliminated. It's inviting to go down that sprinter's lane, but our rider in the back there is going to be left with no options. But I think we'll at least survive this lap, as it looks like there might be someone else behind her this time around. 15, Meg Mountainer called that time for the Brian's House of Pain racing team, one of our riders coming up from the Portland area. See Meg up here infrequently, but a great competitor. She's found out on this very first lap. Lucy Dorr and Amar Edwards making up the tail end of the field up there near the rail. They're going to be the ones doing the work to kind of whip around the field and catch these riders out if they can. Oh no, the tempo too quick though. We're already losing one. And that is number 242, Holslander. Look on the sprinter's lane, down low. Ooh. 207, Erica Racer found just above the sprinter's lane, actually. 207. Watch the rider at the bottom here. Not able to go anywhere is Rodriguez. It's going to be up to the field above her to see if they can take out the rider down below as both riders of Team Mama Bear accelerate. And they will leave 206 out of the race. Kelly Rodriguez with nowhere to go, and the top sweeps over and eliminates another. Last rider every time around gets eliminated. This is part of an ongoing series. If you're just coming in to join us here for the racing, you haven't seen what's happened before this. We've already had 2 races leading up to this one. Every time you finish a race, depending on your finish order, you get more points that you carry forward into the final race tonight. You'll start the points race with however many points the riders have earned. So the further along you get, the better it is for your later racing. This looks to be another rider, number 5, Edwards, off on this lap. Her teammate right in front of her. It's a family affair. Sister Alinda Lingwood on the back of the field, but still able to hold on to the tempo. Will be able to reposition. Let's see how this one plays out now. Of course, these riders, again, the further they get along, the more points they get for that Omnium. And we have that 3 categories racing in this event tonight. So a total of 4 races per each category. 12 races tonight to run this whole thing. We're right about halfway through the whole event, just a little bit further than that. 205, Jbvelodrome. 205, Jbvelodrome. Lingwood having to accelerate a little bit here. Not looking like it's enough. 16, Alinda Lingwood. Down to a field of 8. Claire Law has found herself parked at the front now. The leader of the overall Omnium right behind her on her right is Jenna Lingwood. And your last member of Team Mama Bear moving towards the front to make sure she's nowhere near any elimination soon. Watch the back end, though. Ooh, the juniors. 4, Lucy Gilchrist. That was darn close of a sprint between her and Dor. Whew. The Jerry Baker juniors making it fun there, though. In a head-to-head match, it was very close. And here's 203, Dor. Down to 6. Next rider out's in 6th place overall. And who do we have left here? There's still Jenna Lingwood now at the front. Claire Law behind her. It's got Heather Nielsen, Catherine Wade-Easley in the field. Annette Williams is out there, as is Kelly Darlene. Ooh, and Darlene's the one furthest back right now, but she can advance. Who can is Catherine Wade-Easley. She might be out of position here. Number 88, Wade-Easley, is called. They were half lap away from the finish line, but the worst position right now, Nielsen, number 3, all the way down the sprinter's lane with the other riders kind of boxing around her. Nowhere to move, so it's going to be up to Darlene and Williams, the 2 riders side by side at the back of the field, to take advantage of that. Oh, Williams, where to go, Annette. Ooh. Number 11, trying to make it sneaky, was found. Annette Williams. Out in 5th in the elimination. Darlene falling on the wheel of Law now along the right side, trying to sweep around the group. This gives Heather Nielsen the opportunity to pick up. Now you're going to see each rider in turn accelerating as they realize they're the back person. So we're going to be fanning out here. This is going to be a good sprint for the 3rd or the 4th place finish now. Oh, here they go across the track. Oh, good turn from Jenna Lingwood. It's going to be down to the bottom of the track. It looks like Claire Law losing a little bit of speed. Number 6, Claire Law. Number 9, Darlene, still in on the race. She was the next closest to that elimination, but she does enough. Number 3, Heather Nielsen at the blue line is your leader in the positioning right now. The other 2 riders right behind. They'll be hearing the bell this time as a reminder. It's going to be 1 to go for the remaining 2. Nielsen in the lead spot down the sprinter's lane with Darlene on the wheel. Jenna Lingwood, your leader in the overall standings right now, showing you why. Good acceleration from her as they round the corner. 1 to go. Darlene and Lingwood stay in. Number 3, Nielsen will exit. Now the match sprint as they actually will ride up towards the rail and set up for the attack. Lingwood's got a great lane down the hill if she wants to use it. Currently, Darlene looking over the right-hand shoulder, awaiting any attack, trying to shorten the track a little bit here before going. Crawling towards that sprinter's lane. Lingwood playing at the rear wheel, a little bit of a dive. Fakes the dive, picks it up and off. She'll go up on that second lane around the blue line, and that'll do it. Lingwood will continue to dominate here tonight and pick up another one. Makes it all the way at the end of elimination. Kelly Darlene, with a great race tonight, will still come in second across the line, playing the elimination very smartly. Both riders will exit on the back straight and stand by for our next group. Cat 3-4s will be called to the rail in their point order. Cat 3-4s in order. Your current leader for the Jerry Baker Juniors team with 30 points coming into the race, Merrick Gallagher. With 26 in second, Tyrell Lacey. In third, 25, Luke Wilson. With 23, Will Fowler. 22, Jamie Park. 21, Jack Hampson. 18, Gavin Newman. 17, Justin Captis. 16, Peter Snoblin. 16, Stanley Douglas. 14, David Branson. 12, James Campbell Harris. 11, JC Pyle. 11, Kevin Ulrich. 8, Gene Wainwright. All riders, please report to the rail for the Cat 3-4 men elimination. Coming into this elimination, let's see, as we're going to get the whistle here shortly. Our group coming together nicely out of turn 4. And racing is underway. Next time around, our last rider eliminated will continue all the way down. This is, again, our last elimination. You know how this one works by now if you've been watching the previous two. And our first elimination, 406, Jamie Park. Three, 9-1, Stanley Douglas. We're about to start the final chapter of this great race here tonight with the Omnium coming to a conclusion with points races after these eliminations wrap up. Good time to find a great spot over in the beverage garden. On your way over to the grandstands, don't forget to stop in at the food trucks. We got the ice cream and the Italian food ready to serve. Come on over and pick up your order before the night's over. 313 on the far side, up along the rails, JC Pyle. And if you're enjoying the racing, don't forget we'll be back here again for more racing next week. Friday night racing every week as long as the weather holds out. Precipitation, our worst enemy here at the Velodrome. But if the weather's looking good, come out on a Friday night at 7 o'clock for the beverage garden, food trucks, and Friday night racing action every week through the summer months. .311, James Campbell Harris. That's Ulrich being left in a tough spot to try to get back onto the group. It looks like they're going to roll away from him here. As bad timing as the acceleration. This leaves him a little isolated. So one of our riders in blue. It will be 402. Still plenty of riders to work our way down through here. On the inside edge at the front, Will Fowler, one of our junior riders, trying to set the tempo. The rest of the field fanning out to his right and behind him. Another nice acceleration coming down the hill out of turn 4. Now for Snowblin, who's going to get rid of somebody else here with his move. 345, Will Fowler. Snowblin breaks away a little bit on this effort. He's left himself several bike lengths behind as the field realizing that's not a bad idea. I can move up there. And I believe that's Gavin Newman that wants to join on that wheel. Now looking at Gene Wainwright in the tough spot at the back of the group, leaving a bit too much of a gap to recover, I think, here. It'll be Wainwright, 333. Tyro Lacey alongside now Peter Snowblin at the front of the field. It's Justin Captis flanking him on the right of his rear wheel, and everybody crowding up behind. Dangerous spot for the East Portland Youth Cycling Team riders as they're both down low in this group. It's Gallagher, Apex Racing up high, have the opportunity to maybe take out one of those riders if they can accelerate around the outside. 422 is Hampson. And just like I called, if you're down that sprinter's lane in that size of a field, there's just nowhere to go. You have to keep going forward, and it just wasn't enough. There wasn't anywhere to go, and the upper part of the field will usually accelerate and take you out in those situations. Branson for Apex Racing moves up quickly. Merrick Gallagher and Gavin Newman, two juniors left in the back to fend for themselves. There's plenty of room for Gallagher. He's probably just holding on, making sure that that's not easy for Newman. Now Gavin's got to try to find a spot in there. 347 on the inside, Snowblin. As Newman's able to find enough room in the middle of the field to kind of pinch in and hide himself amongst the riders, and it's just enough. 6 riders left. And now it's Branson once again on the outside. He's going to try to leave out another rider. 421, Gavin Newman is found that time. Trying to find room in the middle. Couldn't make it happen a second time in a row. Apex Racing does enough work to be well ahead of that elimination. Your lead group of 3 alongside of each other. That's Tyro Lacey in the sprinter's lane currently. Into his right with a white kit and helmet is Justin Captis. In the black with the white stripe, that's Luke Wilson. It's not going to be one of those 3 out this time. It's going to be Apex Racing, David Branson, 309 this time. The only other rider left besides the 3 in that lead lineup is Merrick Gallagher, your leader in the Omnium coming into this race. Now on Luke Wilson's wheel. Gallagher doesn't want to wait for the last moment, so he'll try to do a big move over the top and just take the front away. And, oh, it looks like Captis looking down saying, that's my turn. Gallagher finds himself in a tough spot now, leading these two strong riders. He will be getting the bell along with Lacey and Wilson on this next lap. I think Lacey's got the biggest challenge now. He's going to have to back up and try to sweep up and around this thing. He's got time to do it now, and a nice move. He does commit. This will make it a 3-up sprint as they come into the home straight. Gallagher still looking like he's got it. Not quite enough from Lacey. 312 gets the official call. The bell's ringing for Luke Wilson and Merrick Gallagher to go head-to-head on this final lap. Wilson losing a little bit of room here. There's about 2 bikes worth here, maybe a third bike now even opening up. Ooh, second effort from Luke Wilson. He doesn't want to give up in this one yet. It's still Gallagher on the lead. Wilson closing a little bit. Gallagher still has it right now as they hit the home straight. Gallagher will finalize it here and takes another one. Luke Wilson, second across the line here, would give him second overall in the elimination. All right, folks, we are almost there. Give me a moment to prepare to call up our next group. On the to the rail next will be the Cat 1-2 men in their points race, the final race in the Omnium. All right, on my call in this order, we get our riders to the rail with their points totals. Your leader for Waterline Racing with 45 points, John Bowie. Also of Waterline Racing in second with 39 points, Sage DeLuce. And with 37 points for the Coefficient of Speed Racing team, Maddie Hers. Starting with 34 points, Nolan Adams with 34, Galen Erickson, 31, Christian Miller, 27, David Chipchase, 27, Brendan Russell, 24, Kenny Williams, 22 for Chris Wilson, 21, DeLudo Max, 19 for Ben Flom, 16 for Scott Grinsell, 15, Nick Martinez, 14 for Mike Darlene, Scott Vincent with 9, Matt Haldeman with 9. All riders to the rail for the points race. "45 laps on the cards. A 9x5, 9 times to sprint. The sprints are separated by 5 laps each. Points racing works like this. The riders will get bells on certain sprint laps. On the laps where they're sprinting for points, the first rider across the line gets 5, second gets 3, third gets 2, fourth gets 1. That's 5, 3, 2, and 1 on those laps. The riders keep adding to the points totals they start with. So you already have a leader. It's John Bowie, number 124, starting off with 45. And every sprint after this, we're just going to continue to add to those points totals. The last sprint is worth double, 10, 6, 4, and 2. And this is a long enough race. If you get lapped, you lose 20. If you lap the field, you gain 20. Also an important factor here tonight. I can't forget, look at the fancy gear over there in turn 4. Dennis has got the lights set up for dbcphoto.com. Looking good over there. I mean, not Dennis, but the photos I'm sure do. Ah, got him. dbcphoto.com. Again, one of our great partners for a long time here. Dennis does great work, and you can check out the photos on dbcphoto.com. Find some great stuff there and support Dennis on his quest to take great photos here at the Velodrome. And the laps are counting down here. Our first bell will be at 41 to go. Every 5 after that, there's going to be sprints for points. That's Chris Wilson, number 107, at the front for a moment. There's Ludo Max taking over the lead spot now. Good turn of speed from Flum here now as he'll try to really pick up the pace. Fell Swoop Racing feeling feisty here early on, causing a bit of a break. 4 riders getting a little bit of distance here from the field. Christian Miller, the next closest rider, trying to not let this thing get away from him. Our leaders round out onto the home straight and see 42 to go. Our first sprint still coming up. Bell next time around. There's Bowie, your leader. Deleuze's teammate right behind him. 136 in second overall coming into this, so already has 39 points to his name. Galen Erickson also pretty far up in the Omnium list right now. He's got 34 points to ride on the front does. Erickson not doing the same kind of tempo though. He'll pull off the speed just a bit here. And there's your bell for the first sprint. Erickson at the front. Brendan Russell wants to try to get in on the early sprint and see what he can make of it. He'll make a run at it, encouraging Bowie and Hers to respond as well. Bowie with great speed and I'm just so smooth on the bike, just operates it right up to the front. Brings with him, looks to be Matty Hers. That's 5 for Bowie, 3 for Hers, 2 for Erickson, and whoa, I'm not sure. It's either, I think it was Brendan Russell that holds on for 1. At 39 to go, your leader picks up 5 more, moving him up to 50. He'll hold on to the lead without question there. I believe it was Matty Hers that got the 3, giving him a points total of 40. Good now for second, I believe. Galen Erickson gets 2 in that first sprint. He'll be at 36 points, and Brendan Russell, I believe, again, got the 1 unofficially. That would give him 28 if that was the call. .37 to go. Galen Erickson turned the pedals quickly there, brings a small group of 3 others with him. It's a lot of blue. Not making the announcer's job easy this season, all this blue. We need some more green like Team Mama Bear. Bell's ringing for our second sprint now, 36 to go. John Bowie, your race leader, on the lead of the lap now. That's Bowie across the line first, Hers second across the line, Erickson third, and I believe that's Deleuze for the 4th across the line. All right, this is where the math gets tough for your announcer here. But I'll do my absolute best to keep us up to date. What I can tell you for sure is that John Bowie continues to be dominant and should have 55 points coming into this one now as your leader. Continue to build on that early lead that he started with. Matty Hurst picked up another 3, bringing 6 more to his points total since he started. It should have moved Matty Hurst after that last sprint up into second place overall. Duluth gets popped down into third after the last sprint. Ben Flom takes the lead of this sprint again with the bell ringing. Flom starting the race with 19 points, trying to see if he can find any more here. Your race leader about 5 wheels back now starts to move at things a little bit, though. It's going to be Christian Miller for the 10-Speed Hero Race team that takes over the lead spot, trying to find his first opportunity at the line here for more points during the points race. It's Miller and Wilson side by side. Miller for 5, 3 for Chris Wilson, 2 for your race leader, John Bowie. I think it was Duluth or Erickson getting the 1 point at the end of it. Galen Erickson, solo move here, 29 to go. Knows he needs to make something big happen if he wants to start moving up a bit here. So nice aggressive move by the rider in blue with the white helmet. That's Galen Erickson for the Gene Johnson cycling team. .20 to go. It's still Erickson on the front. Nice big acceleration from him, but starting to lose a little bit of the wind in the sails now. Duluth, number 136, doing the work to try to bring this a bit closer. And that'll be enough for Erickson to pull up and get back on someone's wheel. .27 to go. Our field bunching together here. So plenty more sprints to sort out our winner. But John Bowie, number 124, continues to hold on to the lead, I believe, with 57 points. At 26 to go, the bell's ringing. Grinsell, number 181, leads it out. Miller chasing him down from the field just behind him. Grinsell getting caught here in the middle of the turn with Miller accelerating around the right side, and here comes your race leader Bowie as well. Bowie for 5, Miller for 3, 2 for Ludo Max. I think Grinsell still found 1 though in all the action. During this race, Bowie's picked up, I have 17 points, bringing him up to what I believe to be 62 on the race so far, and your leader still. Matty Hers with 6 points from earlier in the race to his starting total of 37, brings him up to 43. So Bowie, yes, with 62. Looks like Duluth saves loose with 42, I believe in third, if I'm not mistaken, with Christian Miller 39 now in fourth overall. Galen Erickson 38, good for fifth. There's your top five. The 21 to go. Matty Hers, one of your top points getters so far, on the attack. Not letting the field really respond. He ramped that up nicely down the home straight. And this will be his 5 points to collect. He's aiming for a top finish here today. He still has a ways to go to catch up to Bowie, but this is a good move in that effort. At 20 to go, we'll give 5 more for Hers, who will abandon the lead. Miller for 3, Bowie for 2, and Nolan Adams for 1. Another effort off the front here by both Ben Flom and Chris Wilson. Now teaming up. Doesn't look like they're going to get enough here to get much distance, though. It looks like, Bowie wanting to keep this close. Your race leader does do the effort here to bring this field right back up to it. Seeing 18 to go as Flom looking around, realizing he's also just about to be caught. He'll pull up and let that happen. Galen Erickson taking another try at this. We saw this last time. He had about a 400-meter really strong effort and then kind of lost a little bit of speed and was not far enough away that he couldn't get caught pretty quick. This time, though, he really does find a lot of distance here, and he continues to look pretty motivated here as he's scrambling away from 2 chasers. That's Duluth and Bowie, who are also top 3 competitors. Erickson trying to stay in top 5 contention right now and work his way up. With 16 to go, that's a bell for points. 16 to go. 16 to go, bell for points. Bell for points. Erickson will definitely pick out the 5. Let's see what he does with this position on the track. He's in really good place. 136 comes across the line second. That's Duluth for 3. His teammate now takes over at the front. He caught 2 in that last sprint. It looks like Ludo Max picked up 1 at the front of the field. Erickson losing a little bit here. You can see the chase closing down. Bowie now taking over at that spot on this pole, and he'll continue for the full lap here. and 14 to go. Erickson making the riders do the work to catch him. But he's looking down. It looks like he's going to be giving this one up, and he does. Let's see if Bowie wants to continue to drop the hammer on the rest of this field. Erickson manages to attach himself onto the wheel. Let's see what the field's doing now. Is Nolan Adams has got lead duty right now. They are definitely organized. I see Bowie away. And the effort now from Matty Hers. Looks like they're going to be able to bring this up pretty close. In fact, he will indeed catch right back on. At 13 to go, the lead will be reabsorbed. Your leader in points still is 1-2-4, John Bowie. He's sitting at the front of the field up there above the blue line. But Ludo Max will just sneak right out and out using that sprinter's lane down low and see what he can do with it. Bowie says nothing. He's going to just go ahead and go right back into the catch. He's not too tired yet. So Williams and Max off the front, but 1-2-4, Bowie says, nope, not today. 12 to go, bell next time. And here we go. At 11 to go, the bell's ringing for some points. Only 3 more chances for riders to work their way up here in the finishing order. Ben Flom comes to the front. Deluce out of the front 4 will make the move. Takes that red line. He should have it clear now. Challenged by Erickson. Erickson will take it. Whoa, Deluce, I think, for 3 still. Adams was accelerating. It'll be 2 for him, I believe. 1 for Flom. So just before that sprint, your race leader had 66, Hers had 48, Deluce had 45, Erickson 43, and Miller 42. Deluce adding a little bit more value there brings his total up to 47. I think he's just 1 short of Matty Hers now for taking over at second place. Hers still holds on to second by a point. There's quite the chasm between Bowie and the rest of the field, though, as he's got a separation of, that looks to be 15, more than 15 points here right now to any of the chasing riders. Nolan Adams knocking on the door of a top 5 position right now as he picked up some points there in the previous sprint, but right now it still looks to be Bowie, Hers, and Deluce, your top 3. Open women competitors are coming up next. Seeing 7 to go in the current race. Six to go in a bell. This is the last chance for a 5-3-2-1 sprint. After this will be the double up at the end. And the last opportunity for points in the International Omnium tonight. So let's see here. Your race leader does not need to keep working in every single sprint, but he might as well. He's in good form tonight, and here he goes again. Matty Hers, though, trying to hold on to second. Accelerating in the sprinter's lane, the rider in the white helmet trying to find 5. He'll do so. Bowie for 3, Miller for 2, Erickson for 1, That's good news for hers, who wants to continue to, again, stay right there in front of the rest of the field, as they don't really have a good chance of catching Bowie, especially if Bowie can keep finding a point or two in every one of these sprints like he has. But hers picking up a big 5. He'll be in second, well on his own, ahead of Deleuze, who does not find anything in that sprint. And 4 to go. Eriksson again will try something off the front. This is to set up the final sprint of the night for the group. He sees Bowie chasing him down again. He says, fine, man. All right, I get it. Field trying to rest there for a moment, and Chris Wilson will take advantage. Now, this is, again, important to remember. There's a race within the race. Chris Wilson knows this is a great opportunity for him to do this kind of effort. He is not top 5 in the Omnium, so some of those movers and shakers have been watching the moves of each other, not necessarily as motivated by Wilson's move out here, so this is really good for him in terms of the timing. Good value for the rider in green. If you now take a look at the field, Ludo Max is the rider trying to lead things out and maybe bring this thing back a little closer, but not a lot of effort being spent by the big names right now that have the most points. Again, they're racing against each other to make sure that they finish in the right order. Ben Flom doing a bit of the work, but Wilson looking pretty smooth here off the front with 2 to go. Should be able to get the 10 if he can keep on this tempo. Ben Flom, though, wants to try to spoil it. The rider from Fell Swoop doing a lot of workhorse action right now, just making sure the field can stay within a sprint away from Chris Wilson. Managed to bring it back pretty well here. Not on top of him just yet, but again, within striking distance as they round out into the home straight. Oh, and 1 to go. Can Wilson find some value for this solo break? That's going to be a tough one here, as it looks like Ludo Max also willing to pull and bring this thing right back together again. That gap getting eliminated quickly. And Wilson finds himself overtaken in the back straight, setting up the big finish and a victory lap for your winner in the Omnium. We already had it, but he might as well go get one more sprint. Your second place finisher trying to chase him down. Galen Eriksson trying to be, I think, 4th overall with some points here. Give it up for Bowie tonight, dominating from beginning to end. Galen Eriksson finds 6th in that sprint. I think that'll move him up either 4th or 3rd overall. Matty Hers should end in 2nd for his efforts. Deleuze still a top 5, uncertain of the exact order. We'll get the points all sorted out. Great race for the Cat 1-2s. 4 races all together to come to this conclusion. And the riders couldn't find a way to beat Bowie in any one of them. Dominant showing tonight for the rider from Wireline Racing. And next up, we're going to be calling our open women category. I will ask for just a moment as I prepare to do so. All right, folks, our open women competitors will go down the list and the points they have coming into the points race. Starting first with Team Mama Bear competitor number 14 with 45 points, Jenna Lingwood. With 40 points for Rice University, Kelly Darlene. And for the Center Cycles team with 36 points, Heather Nielsen. For Breakfast Racing Team, Claire Law, 35. Annette Williams, 35. Lucy Dorr, 31. Catherine Wade Easley, 27. Lucy Gilchrist, 25. Amara Edwards, 23. Alinda Lingwood, 22. Christine Diebler, 20. Erica Racer, 17. Leah Holslander, 17. Kelly Rodriguez, 14. Meg Mountainer, 12. All riders report to the rail for your points race.
For the 1-2s, once the results are posted, we will do a top 5 podium and money goes 6 deep. So once the results are posted, we're going to do top 5 podium, but the money goes 6 deep.
Format works the same. This is a 30-lap event. There will be 6 sprints every 5 laps. Riders come in with a certain number of points they've earned up to this point, and now it's a race to really sort it all out. The International Omnium coming to a conclusion for the open women field, now in their neutral. On deck, the Cat 3-4 combined field for the last race of the night, their points race. And sound the whistle means the racing is underway. There may not be many of us left here, but thanks for sticking around, all of the fans that have managed to make it to this point. This is really the conclusion of all the stuff we were watching earlier, so good to stick around and see who actually ends up winning it all. Coming into this one undefeated in the previous races is Jenna Lingwood, so see if she can do a similar race to John Bowie and find a way to stay dominant in all stages of this ongoing Omnium. Special shout out, I don't know if you noticed yesterday on the stream, if you're tuning in and watching, the overlay changed a little bit. One of our own, Chris Kaiser, parent to one of our junior competitors and graphic designer specialist, spent a little bit extra time helping us refreshing some stuff, and it's still ongoing, but all our thanks to Chris for doing a little bit extra work behind the scenes to help make us look refreshed and new for 2023. The rider at the front there, 35 points, Claire Law for the Breakfast Racing team, was coming into this one in top 5. You just heard it from Amar. It is a 6-deep cash purse for the riders in the International Omnium tonight. So trying to stay up there, and will certainly be a goal for these riders that are coming in the top spots. And there's our bell for the first points of the race. Your race leader, number 14, third wheel in the lineup right now. Heather Nielsen in third overall, wearing bib 3. So following Jenna into the sprint, will now try to move into position. Both of them starting to fan out a bit behind the lead of Kelly Darlene. Darlene comes to this race second overall with 40 points. At the front of this race, she did well, especially in that elimination, able to pick up some very good points there, but it'll be Lingwood. Looks like we'll take the first sprint. Oh, yeah, it'll be 5 for Lingwood, 3 for Williams, 2 for Law. I think that was Heather Nielsen, number 3, got the single point, if I'm not mistaken. It was either going to be her or Darlene on the back end of that one. Cat 1-2 men results are published on the live folder. Velodrome.org/live to get into that folder easily if you haven't already bookmarked it. Confirmed the last point going to number 9 on that last sprint. So Darlene finding the single point after sprint 1. Your race leader coming into this, 45 points to Jenna Lingwood, finds 5 more. She'll hold on to the lead with 50. Next time around will be another bell. You're a race leader. Look for the green with the white helmet, kind of mid-group right now. Teammate in front of her on the front of the field. That's Linda leading out things before the bell rings, just checking out the front. We'll pull out of there and see who else wants to take over. One of the Breakfast Racing team members moves up it quickly and gives room to her teammate Claire Law, who takes back over the front. Doherty will stay out of there for a little bit now. 21 to go, bells ringing. Lingwood takes over in the sprinter's lane. Podium's being called for on the infield for the Cat 1-2 men. Please come on over for your podiums, please. The sprint is on here. Let's see, down the sprinter's lane, looking pretty good for one of the juniors. Claire Law, though, will get the 5. That looks to be 2:03. Lucy finding 3. Catherine Wade Easley, I believe, will get 2. And it might have been Diebler on the outside. Number 205 unofficially for 1. Pretty close call there for me to get that one accurate, but a good sprint there for the women competitors. Diebler confirmed as the single point on the back end from the officials. Seeing 19 to go. Confirming our current points, your leader, Jenna Lingwood, with 50. Claire Law in second with 42. Kelly Darlene is bumped down to third now with 41. Annette Williams still in fourth with 38. And Heather Nielsen with 36 has moved down a few spots as well. So these riders are going to have to get a little bit more urgent if they want to maintain their order. Nielsen's certainly going to be wanting to find some points in the upcoming sprints. Claire Law working herself up nicely here, just behind Lingwood by about 8 points, it looks like. Bell's ringing at 16 to go. Now where are we going to see in this one? Looks like Nielsen's pretty far back on this sprint, so maybe number 3 not ready to go towards the front yet, but it will be Jenna Lingwood leading the sprint, your current race leader. And your rider from Rice University, Kelly Darlene, in the second wheel spot, trying to find more points here. She wants that second place, or that third place back again easily, maybe even second. And she's racing against Claire Law behind Lingwood. Lingwood for 5 more. Darlene fighting for it, will get 3. That's 207, Erica Reiser for 2. And Annette Williams, it looked like number 11 for Center Cycles, finds the single point on the end of the sprint. Your race leader is continuing to add more. She'll find 5, bringing her up to 55. 3 more points to Darlene should give her second place back again. She has 44 now. If you're still out there tuned in on the stream, thank you so much. We are working really hard around here to make this a good show and production, not just for people that come to the Velodrome, but also for you folks out there at home. I'm announcing to both you and the folks here at the Velodrome at the same time, so hopefully you're enjoying that. Leave a thumbs up and a subscribe on the video if you haven't already done so. Our channel has grown beyond 1,000 subs and continues to grow. I heard someone yell in the infield that apparently we have very unrealistic goals, and our next one's for 1 million, and we won't celebrate until then. So we got a lot of work to do. Please help us out. Confirmed on the last call as well. It was Annette Williams for 1 point from the officials, confirming that. 13 to go. $12 to go. Confirming, yes, Lingwood in the lead with 55. Darlene in second with 44. Law in third now with 42. Williams in fourth with 39. Nielsen still in fifth with 36. Dorr with 35. Wade Easy with 29. And on goes the points beneath that. Good race for second for sure going on. Lingwood does not seem that she's going to be challenged much tonight to be able to keep on with this Omnium, but the race for second between Law and Darlene should prove interesting. At 11 to go, we have another bell. Looks like we've got to move down and around onto the home straight now. And it looks like from Liquid Velo where we're going to be finding the 5. As 205, Christine Diebler finds 5 points, 3 to number 3, Nielsen. Looks like Lucy Dorr picks up 2 and Claire Law for 1. That's an important single point for Law to find as she's still trying to stay within striking distance of Darlene. Still not enough to come back into second. But Law will add 1 more, should bring her up within 2 of her closest competitor. Lingwood not in the points that time, not needing to be in every single sprint to win this thing. But Jenna Lingwood, not able to find anything valuable there, has more opportunities, 2 more sprints upcoming. Eight to go. Nielsen on the front, number 3. Leader saw 7 to go next time around for a bell. Coming in close on this one. Lingwood just about ready to wrap up this race as Jenna's been in the lead the entire time. Might want to find some points on this sprint. As riders are starting to close in on her totals. Bell's ringing again, 4 points, 6 to go. Diebler answers the call, number 205. up and out of the saddle right between the sprinter's lane and the blue line, will take over the lead spot and drop down into the short lane. No one really challenging directly against her because, well, you know, she hasn't really been near the top 5, so the riders are letting her do this, but this is still a very good athletic move from Jbvelodrome to take advantage of her position and timing. But here comes Darlene trying to chase it down. Darlene looks like she will definitely get there for the points. 5 more for Darlene. Wow, 5 riders across the track. I think that was Law on the outside, might have gotten the 3. That's a hard call for me there. Wade Easley was also challenging for 3. Between Annette Williams and Jenna Lingwood for a single point somewhere in there. That's a tough go of it for Jbvelodrome, who really went after it. Just couldn't quite capitalize. We've got one more sprint left for the open women. Coming up after that, the Cat 3 and 4 combined field will be coming on out for their points race. The front of the race is just about ready to come across the line here at 4 to go. That's Catherine Wade Easley, number 88. Is the front rider in the lineup right now. Everyone else is behind her on the track. We'll try to get another points update soon. Perfect. 3 to go. And on the front is Lucy, number 203. Jerry Baker Jr.'s. And as we come into this final sprint, Jenna Lingwood with 57. Kelly Darlene in second with 49. Claire Law in third with 43. Annette Williams in fourth with 40. Heather Nielsen in fifth with 39. Lucy Dorer in sixth with 36. Our final sprint coming up shortly. They get the bell next time around, seeing 2 to go. Wade Easley at the front of the field, number 6 right behind her in third place overall. That's number 6. Your second place rider, number 9. The rider in all blue. The blue with the black helmet, that's Wade Easley. That's been at the front for a bit now. She'll continue to take advantage of that situation. Again, outside of the top 5 right now. Not many people wanting to bite on this. She'll pull up towards the rail. You've got riders watching each other, and Kelly's watching Claire close. And here goes Claire on the attack as the bell's ringing. Jbvelodrome leading it out, but that's taken over by Claire Law, who's now got the lead spot. Darlene's watching her closely and says, I don't want this one to win. I got to keep up with her. On her wheel is the leader of the race, Jenna Lingwood. And Annette Williams, nice savvy move to get up onto that one as well. She'll react quickly. Finds herself up in this group of 4. This is where all the points are. Everybody else behind him has not got points at the line. Lingwood trying to close this thing down. One more big sprint for the rider from Team Mama Bear. Roll around on the right side. That'll be good for 10. Darlene will find 6. Good for second place. Claire Law will find 4. She'll end up third in the International Omnium. Annette Williams will find 2. I think that's good for 4th. And I think Nielsen should hold on to a 5th place finish here in the midst of all this craziness. Our riders are all done. Nice racing for the open women field. They will make their way off on the back straight.
Yeah, 1-2s. Now is your time to get out.
And Cat 3-4 men, stand by for your introductions. And now, our final race of the evening. Our Cat 3-4 combined field culminating points race for the International Omnium. Up first, for the Jerry Baker Jr.'s, bib number 344, your leader with 45 points, Merrick Gallagher. For Seattle Cycling Club in second place, bib 306, Luke Wilson. Also with 39 points and a tie for second for Broadmark Racing Team, number 312, Tyrell Lacey. Got to update the team, I think, online there, dude. Next up with 30 points, Will Fowler. 30 points, Jack Hampson. 29 points, Justin Captis. 28 points, Gavin Newman. 26 points, Jamie Park. 25 points, David Branson. 25 to Peter Snoblin. 21 for Stanley Douglas. 18 for James Campbell Harris. 18 for Kevin Ulrich. 16 for JC Pyle. 16 for Gene Wainwright. All riders report to the rail for the start of your points race. All right, if you're still here, you either really care about track racing or you're a Cat 1-2 trying to get out of here. Make sure you make a lot of noise for our riders as they come around in this final race tonight. We're all sticking it out together for one more International Omnium. It's a 35-lap race. Again, it's every 5 laps, so 7x5 is the format. And we have ourselves an interesting one here. The top is, once again, pretty close. We notice we have one who's been undefeated. Merrick Gallagher comes in with 45, the most he could possibly have to start the race with. But right behind him, Luke Wilson and Tyrell Lacey, both with 39, only 6 points back from the Jerry Baker Jr. rider. Looking forward to this one as well. One more race tonight here for our kickoff weekend. And that sound of the whistle means racing's underway. 35 to go. Luke Wilson, 306, is one of the riders in second at the lead of the field as we get going. Open women's results have been published. We will call those riders over. Once again, it is 5 on the podium, 6 deep for cash.
Looks like half the women's field made it to the beer garden, so we'll do that at the end of this race.
Once again, after the racing, just like we planned it, and just like I said it, after the racing, just repeating what I said, no changes. After racing is done here, we'll bring our women competitors over for the podiums. .33 to go. Your race leader coming into this with the most number of points in the black and blue jersey with the red helmet, red bike. It's midfield, right below the blue line now. Your rider with 39, tied for second at the very front of the field right now. He's also got one of the other riders with a lot of points right with him. As I believe that's Tyrell Lacey in the all-white coming up next. And he was Justin Captis, another one of our riders in all white. Lacey's kind of a ways back here, almost on the back end of the field. He's got bib number 312. Kevin Ulrich taking over for the lead spot here, and this will be coming into the bell, so let's see how the rest of the field responds. Almost happy to have Ulrich leading things out as the field seems to be sitting on his wheel a little bit now, with Wilson kind of sitting a little bit high in the sprinter's lane, thinking about where he's going to go next. And it's one of our juniors going to have a run at it. Out of the top 5 currently is Gavin Newman, but he's not entirely out of distance here to be able to compete in the Omnium. He'll make a good attack here, and this should be good for 5. Team Epic for 5 points here. There's a Jerry Baker Jr. Will Fowler for 3, 2 for Lacey, 1 for Wilson. So the second place tie gets broken for the moment. Tyrell Lacey now has the advantage by a single point over Wilson. Your race leader, Gallagher, does not try to go for that first sprint. Not a bad call, by the way. You know that's going to be a pretty busy one, so he'll let that one slide. He stays in the lead, though, with the 45 he started the race with. Will Fowler came into the race in 4th place overall, so finding 3 more in that one, he's going to get a little bit closer to moving up. He still has a ways to go before overtaking Wilson or Lacey. He now has 33. Wilson with 40. Lacey with 41. And here indeed are the official points totals updated. Looks like we might have to make a couple of corrections though, but at least I can give you that Lacey with 41, Fowler 33, Newman 33. That moves him up into 5th place. Hampson 30 and on. The rest of the riders have the same points. .26 to go, bell's ringing. Here comes your race leader, Gallagher. Nice turn of the pedals there. He'll try to take the long effort all around the track. Wilson and Lacey, the riders in 2nd and 3rd place right now. Lacey in 2nd, I should say. The rider in white holding on here. Here comes the sprint, awfully quick onto the home straight. Gallagher still leading it out right now. Wilson trying to come up alongside of him. Wilson for 5, Gallagher 3, Lacey for 2. One more for Fowler. Gallagher gets 3 out of it, which is still good to hold on to the lead. He should come up to 48. Wilson with 5, though, should move into the 2nd place position ahead of Lacey by 2 points now, who only finds 2 in the sprint. It was Fowler who found 1, should hold on to 4th place overall. Your race leader, 48 now, still the leader. So again, still a good race here for the top 3 spots as Gallagher doesn't quite get the 5 on that last sprint. It means that Wilson gets even that much closer to taking it over. Lacey also chasing into those top spots. It's going to be a fun one to watch the conclusion here as those numbers are likely to get even closer together. At 23 to go, Snowblin makes a bit of an effort here to see what he can do with it. Gallagher following suit. Jamie Park, the rider in the gray with pink, also right there with him. Confirming our total points currently, Gallagher 48, Wilson in 2nd with 45, Lacey in 3rd with 43, then a bit of a gap back to Fowler, who's got 34 in 4th. Newman now in 5th place with 33 points after the sprint for 5. Puts him into a top 5 spot. He's trying to get up on the podium. It was a good effort there by the junior rider to do so. .21 to go. Snowblin's still on the move here. He's got Captis, Newman, Hampton right with him. move coming from 2 or 3 wheels back. Now Hampton taking over the front spot for Team Epic. That's Lacey. Trying to come in on the above the red line. It'll be Lacey for 5. And Jamie Park, it looks, for 3. Newman for 2. And I think it was Hampton for 1 on the inside. Bit of a snap here between where riders are on the track. An interesting scenario here for that race for the top as Gallagher and Wilson are watching each other, but they're kind of letting the points get away right now. As Fowler's left in no man's land between the chasers and the field. If Wilson's not careful here, if Gallagher's not careful, they're going to let points get away from them, and then they're going to be losing those top 2 spots to Lacey and maybe Newman. This gives opportunity for Captis and the rest of this group to maybe put a bit of hurt on the race leaders. They saw 19 to go as they came across the line. On the back straight, the main field being led by Captis right now, the rider in white. They're trying to drop this pretty heavy right now on the chasing group, as the chasers include your 2 race leaders, Luke Wilson and Merrick Gallagher, who have about 100 meters still to close down. They've made some nice progress, but not enough just yet. 18 to go. Gavin Newman now leads the field, number 421. Nice effort between the 4 here in the chase. They look organized now, and they're not quite playing the cat and mouse game with each other, so we will start to see them closing this down. Snoblin takes his turn on the front to keep it fast again. I think this is a great opportunity to make the leaders really hurt. They let that opening get a little too big as they paid too much attention to each other. Now they're paying the price. 17 to go. Captis continuing to do great work in this field, making sure it's a hard effort for the chasers. Wilson does his turn in the back group. And we can see now, under the power of Will Fowler, after Wilson gets him up to speed, he's doing a lot of work here too to close down that gap. It's almost shrunk down to half from where it was just 2 laps ago. And they should be able to get the final push here, maybe out of Campbell Harris. The rider for Airtech Racing looks like he'll do enough to close it and end that saga just in time for points. They're not going to be in contention, but at least they're back into the field here and can try to be in the momentum of the rest of the riders. Snoblin edging off the front just by a bit. He's got himself a nice little opening here. The field should be able to run him down if they want to. They will start accelerating down the back straight. Here's Lacey, the rider who really needs to capitalize here in this moment with Wilson and Gallagher off the back. Lacey and Newman starting to position themselves around the turn onto the home straight. Tyra Lacey looking like he might be able to find the 5. Newman wants to take it from him. It'll be Newman, Lacey, Park, and Snoblin. Luke Wilson almost making it all the way up there after the catch. The rider in black with the white helmet nearly getting there for a single point. I don't think he'll find it though. So our next closest rider that might be bumping into 3rd place soon here, Gavin Newman, another sprint for 5. Again, good savvy by the young rider. Tyra Lacey also taking advantage of this opportunity, finds 3. 14 to go. The Omnium, certainly the most dynamic in this field has been all night long. So our patience being well rewarded here. Our last race of the night turning out to be a good one. There's lots of good head-to-heads within the field. Some interesting strategy going on here in the tactics between the riders. Now a bit of rest as everybody was working pretty hard in those last couple of laps. Both the field trying to drop the lead riders in points were off the back. They had to do the work to be the chase there, and they got back in. So everybody's kind of gassed. Good opportunity to catch their breath before the next attack develops. At 13 to go. And of course, whenever I'm talking about the next attack to develop, Peter Snoblin says, I hear you, I'll go. For Airtech Racing, Snoblin again on the move. So here's what happens because he got off the back. Gallagher loses the lead after Lacey picks up 3 more points in the last sprint. I got Lacey in the lead of the race with 51. Gallagher and Wilson tied in second with 48 apiece. Newman moves up into 4th with 40. Fowler in 5th with 34 now. Hampson's still in the cash. He's got 31 points. Our rider in 6th. Just not paying enough attention to what the field was doing. Our lead 2 kind of let things get away from him, and now we see the lead being taken over by Tyrell Lacey, who stayed consistent in that lead field and was able to get 3 in the last sprint. It was Newman who continues to kind of bite at the heels of the top 3. With 11 to go, Luke Wilson up at the blue line. Down the sprinter's lane is Jack Hampson, the rider at 4.22. This is go time for the Jerry Baker Jr. rider, who's found himself out of the lead for the first time tonight in the Omnium. He's won every race up to this point. He's feeling urgency. So is Luke Wilson, though. Wilson was watching him. These two are racing each other. Wilson wants to catch the wheel and overtake for the sprint for 5. Here they come around the corner. Ooh, Wilson's got a good run at it. He probably has enough. 5 more for Wilson, 3 for Gallagher, 2 for Fowler, 1 for Lacey. Lacey finds only 1 more. This should be now Luke Wilson's race. He should come up to a total of 50 points to Gallagher. 51 points to Gallagher, and I believe Tyrell Lacey right up there as well at either 52 or 53. Moly moly, what a race. Two sprints remain. Capta's 368 will get it rolling again. Confirming our totals right now. Luke Wilson, your leader, with 53. Check out these points, folks. Wilson, 53. Lacey, 52. Gallagher, 51. 1 point separating each of the top 3 from each other. With Gallagher, the rider coming into it with the lead, just off the lead now by 2 points in 3rd overall. Newman with 40 in 4th, and Fowler in 5th with 36. Hampson in 6th with 31. 2 sprints remain, and they are so very critical for those lead riders. Gallagher's tried a couple times kind of going on the longer effort. I'm wondering if he's going to try to change things up a little bit here, or maybe try to play a little bit more coy. Clearly Wilson and him are watching each other in this field. Lacey, though, now also being watched. You can see the 3 of them gathering up in the sprinter's lane near the back of the field. Bit of a gap between Newman and Gallagher right now. It's 11-point spread from 4th to 3rd place. Bell lap coming up, though, so here we go. Let's see what happens. You can see the race leaders still gathered up together in the middle of the field. Tyrell Lacey just a wheel back now at the blue line, the white helmet and the white kit. Bell's ringing, 6 to go. Jamie Park, 406, up and out of the saddle and moving things up quickly. Not one of those riders that we've been talking about because he's not up in the top 5, so he's going to try to make the move a bit early. People aren't going to quite match his jump right away. Here comes Newman now. Good acceleration, about 2 wheels back. He'll pop himself up into that middle spot between Park and the field. Might be able to carry it for the 5. Park trying to hold on. Oh, Park for 5, Newman for 3. Lacey for 2. That's Luke Wilson for 1. Tyrell Lacey, Luke Wilson coming to the final sprint in a tie. Gallagher now 4 points off the lead. Wilson and Lacey in a tie coming into the final sprint. Park unofficially gets the 5. Might have impacted Newman's finish there. Oh, the home field loves this move. Snowby getting the love of the beverage garden at 4 to go. What to do next? David Branson says, okay, here we go. And this might just force enough of the riders to respond that basically everybody has to try to do something now. Snowblin still off the front. He's going to get a round of applause from the, or maybe jeers and cheers, I should say, as he comes by again, I'm sure. Still off the front in good position. Snoblin seeing 3 to go. Gallagher leading the field right now. He's in a tough spot. If he wants to win the race, he has to win the final sprint as he's 4 back off the lead. If he gets the 10, even if Lacey or Wilson gets 6, it's Gallagher's race. If it's not Merrick Gallagher winning the last sprint, then we have a couple of scenarios that could happen. Essentially, we're in a dead heat against with Lacey and Wilson head-to-head, so whoever wins between the two of them is your winner. If it's not Gallagher at the front. Snoblin, though, trying to take away the 10. If Snoblin holds on to 10, the junior doesn't have a shot. It's going to be between Wilson and Lacey, and they're not going to do work to catch. That's not great motivation for them, and I don't think Gallagher is going to get a buddy out there to do the work either. So I think our youngster might be out of it. Snoblin's just going to keep rolling away for the final 10. So we see the field sitting at the blue line, allowing this gap to open up even bigger, and he's about a third of the track up now. 150-meter advantage to our lead rider, Snoblin. Getting the bell, it's 1 to go for our leader. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Can Gallagher catch? He has to. He's got to go all the way around the track and catch Snoblin. He's got a long ways to go. If he catches and wins it, he wins the race. I don't know. Snoblin's pretty far up there. Oh, man, what a try. Might it be a little too late? There's too big of a gap was left for Peter Snoblin. Great effort and good smarts by the rider for the Jerry Baker Jr. Snoblin will take the final 10. Who will win between Wilson and Lacey? We got to watch out of turn 4. The rider in black with the white helmet just has to be in front of Lacey, and he'll do it. 3:06, your Omnium winner. Over Lacey, who will end up in second. Gallagher third, but your winner in everybody's hearts, Peter Snoblin, with the big 10 at the end. I mean, besides Gallagher's heart, he probably doesn't like him very much right now. Hey, folks, that was fun. Thanks for joining us for all the great racing here. We'll be hanging out for a little bit longer to celebrate the riders. Open Women will call you on over for your podium. The top 5 up for the podium picture, top 6 in the cash. We'll get the results put together here for the Cat 3, Cat 4 men. My vote getters for the personal best race of the night. That was fun and worth the wait. If you're still out there in the YouTube land, thanks for tuning in. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, what the heck's wrong with you? You must be enjoying it if you're still here. Hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Share the good word with friends and family. We're doing some cool stuff here in Redmond, Washington. The final Velodrome standing here in our corner of the United States. What's next for us here at the Velodrome? Next Friday night, it's regular season racing every single week. We'll be back here again for more at 7 o'clock. You can be here for the beverage garden, the food trucks, and of course, all this great racing action. We'll be streaming on YouTube at Jbvelodrome's channel. More great things to come here in 2023. Thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of the production. Thanks to our volunteers, our officiating crew, my live stream team up here, all the folks that came out to make the event special, including Zach over in the beverage garden, our food truck folks. Thank you, of course, to the athletes for some great racing tonight. And we look forward to hosting you again for more great racing action at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.
All right, open women. I need our top 5. Jenna, Kelly, Claire, Annette, and Heather.